What's up, guys? Welcome back to my podcast. Today, Episode 7 of Season 2. I just posted a link for the people that need to know. Um, my second YouTube live stream on this YouTube channel. So yeah, here we are. What's up? Welcome in, my first viewer. Feel free to chat, subscribe if you have, like this video, like the stream. And let's get straight into it. We're gonna go with some big free agent signings from 3 years ago and grade them. This is gonna be easier than the last two because we have a little bit more, we know a little bit more about how these all played out because they have 3 years to play out. So we're gonna search up free agent signings from 2021. Oh wait, NHL. Okay, let's into the top 30 unrestricted free agents. Hello, Doug. Welcome back. Back to join. You're here in back-to-back stream. Thank you. Okay, so Dougie Hamilton. Where did he go to? Did not say where he went. Okay, New Jersey Devils. Cap hit $5.75 million. He's still there to this day. He is the number one defenseman, and so just that alone gives it a B or more. He's been hurt. He's in and out of the lineup due to injury. So I'm gonna give it. I can't really get higher than a B. So B is like perfect. I'm gonna give B plus. B plus because he is the number one defenseman when he is, and he's very very good for them. Gabriel Landeskog. Assuming he went to the Avs here. Yep. So he is the current Colorado Avalanche captain. He's been hurt for the past 2 years because of one injury. I don't remember where it was, but he should be coming back pretty soon, probably next year. But he's their captain, and he is one of the best players, top four best players. Between him, McKinnon, Rantanen, and McCarr, those are the four best players in the Colorado Avalanche. And he was one of the best players on the Stanley Cup winning team. He was a captain on that Stanley Cup winning team. So clearly, he's pretty good. I'm giving that deal. Let's see. He had $5.571 million cap hit. So he's that's pretty good actually. Pretty cheap for what he did for them. So I'm gonna give it an A minus. Philip Grubauer, $3.33333 million cap hit. He went to where did he go? Oh yeah, he went to Colorado. He was really good with Colorado, but he wasn't like super good. I wasn't really following them before this time. But I will say when he did go to Seattle, he was super good. But for Colorado, I'm gonna give it about a C plus. Pretty fair. Philip Deneau, did he go to the Kings? I know he's there now. Thank you, Doug, for those kind words. Where did he even go? It's not saying. Oh, Montreal. Oh, okay, hold up. It didn't even say where he went. No, I can't say. Tyson Berry. It's not saying. Hold up. Here, this one might be better. It did not say the team at all. Okay. Zach Hyman. He went to the Oilers 7. This is a big one. He's still there. He was a little bit disappointing 3 years ago. 2 years ago, he took a big step up. This past year, he took a huge step up. He scored 50 goals last year in the regular season. He scored. He had the most goals in a single postseason run all time this postseason. So great. He's fantastic. That's one I was trying to talk about. King, 6-year, $33 million contract. Good contract for a player in the top 6. That's very, very good for them, offensively and defensively. So I'm gonna give that one a B plus. Oh, on the Hyman deal, I'm gonna give that one an A. And guys, I do want to say one thing before we continue on this. I want to say that I have some big plans coming up in the next week or two. For the podcast. So next For the next 2 days, we're going to go over free agent signings from 4 and 5 years ago. And then from Friday to Monday, we're going to go over 4 NHL drafts 2015, 2014, 2013, and 2012, all redrafting them and grading the picks that were made. And then after that, we have a bunch of phenomenal podcast episodes. On a Tuesday of next week, we're doing NHL July Power Rankings. Wednesday of the day after that, so it's going to go down that week. And the week after that, do a tier list ranking every current NHL coach for every team, ranking every coach. Go over every NHL team's biggest strength, weakness, how I think they would do, best player, number one goalie, and overall about that team. That's going to be exciting. Friday, do a tier list going over every NHL team's watchability. Saturday, going over every NHL team's top 3 players based on the highest percentage to make the Hall of Fame. Sunday, we're going to react to Chat GPT's 2024-2025 season predictions. Monday, go over the best player in every NHL team. Tuesday, do a tier list ranking every NHL team based on the forward core. Wednesday, do a tier list ranking every NHL team based on the defense. Thursday, do a tier list ranking every NHL team based on the number one goalie. All those are for, let's see here, next week and in 2 weeks. So, not this week, but in a week and 2 weeks of those few days that I just mentioned. But now we're going to continue. Okay, Tyson Barrie signed an Oilers 3 years. This was his last year in the deal. He was a bottom pairing, second pairing guy. Usually he was pretty good for them, but he was not that good. So I'm gonna give it like a B minus, maybe C plus. I think C plus works. Alex Martinez to the Knights. He left this year to go to the Blackhawks, but he won with a cup with the Knights 2 years after the signing was made. Actually, no, a year after the signing was made. Yeah, because the Avalanche won in 2022. Yeah, it was a year after this signing was made. So, that was that. Actually, no, it was 2 years after the signing was made because, never mind. It was 2 years after the signing was made. So yeah, and he was great for them even before and after they won the Stanley Cup. And during that Stanley Cup run, he was also phenomenal. He always played on the either one of the top 2 pairings. I think he played with Theodore, so I think he played in the first one. So, yeah. Is that, Doug? He said, I think it would be hard to put a list together of every NHL team's best player in franchise history. I can do that. I'm going to write that down in my notes. That would be in 2 weeks because I have plans lined up for every other day. So it's going to be Friday in 2 weeks. So we're going to do, okay, let's write this down. Going over every NHL team's best player in franchise history. Okay. I've written it down. You're welcome. I think we all know who the Oilers is gonna be. But we're going to that. And by the way, if I say one player for one team, I can't say it for any other team. Like if I say Wayne Gretzky for the Oilers, I think that's pretty obvious. I don't think I'm spoiling much. But if I did say Wayne Gretzky for the Oilers, which I may not, no spoilers, but I will. When I do that, I'm not gonna say him for the Kings, the Blues, or the Rangers. I'm not gonna say that because that doesn't work. In my opinion, I don't think that's how that should work. So it's not gonna work. That make the rules. So that's how it's gonna happen. I can't say one player for only one team. So anyways, continuing what I'm trying to do here. Thank you for the suggestion though. You can keep giving me suggestions if you have any other plans, and if I think it's good enough, I'll. I mean, it doesn't take much for me to think it's good enough. It's not like I'm gonna be like, oh no, that idea sucks. No, but 97% of the time, if you give me a reason, 97% of the time, I'm probably gonna write it down for a podcast episode. But yeah, because the more ideas, the better, honestly. So if we continue down here, I'm trying to look at teams that they still have him. Yeah, I can remember what he did. You're no info on that, like what he did with that team. Like Corey Perry with the Canadians. I know they went to the Stanley Cup final the year before and lost. So, no, he got signed to the Lightning actually that year, and that's when they went to the Stanley Cup final and lost. So he did good for them though. He's good in the postseason, good in the regular season. He's physical, bottom pairing. You're not bottom pairing that defender. Bottom six for defensive forward that can chip in points offensively. He's not the most skilled guy. If you're looking for a skilled guy, do not sign Corey Perry, expecting him to give you skill. 'Cause that's not what he does. He's a physical guy that can give team energy. He can be an enforcer if he needs to, but he doesn't usually. But he could chip in points offensively. We're playing good defensively and just giving good depth, good experience, good leadership. Every he's a veteran. He's been playing. He won a cup in 2007. Clearly, he's playing in 2007. So, pretty obviously, he's a veteran. Okay, Canadians. Mike Hoffman, 3-year deal. So this was his last deal this year, this year. So he was great for them for the past 3 years. I mean, he was one of the best players, consistently one of the best players. Through the ups and downs of this team, he was consistently really good. So I'll give him props for that. Because these Montreal teams in the last 3 years, outside of the one that they won the Stanley Cup, which is the year after they went to the Stanley Cup, but outside of that year, they haven't been very good since. Does NHL look the same as the NFL? I'm not 100% sure exactly what happens in the NHL, so I'll just give you a quick rundown on what the NHL one is, and you can figure it out for yourself. It's basically starting July 1st. So, okay, here's how it goes. You do the draft, and then after draft, there's a re-signing phase. It's like a week that you can re-sign all of your players. Like they're going to free agency, but you have a chance to re-sign them. Every team has a chance to re-sign the people that have the contracts ended. If they can re-sign a bunch of people, some people might not accept the contract. You might not even get a contract offer from that team. But if they don't get a contract, either they don't accept it or they don't get one at all. If they just don't get a contract, you don't accept it. You know what I'm saying? Though, if they don't sign with the team, they can test free agency, and then July 1st of every year, every player that contract expired and didn't re-sign with that team during the re-sign phase, is open to market, and there can be a bunch of different teams that can try to sign him, but it's usually the team that he wants to go to the most, and the team that pays him the most. It's completely the player's decision. If a team is interested in him and wants him, they can offer him a contract. But if he doesn't accept that contract, he doesn't go to that team. Say the three teams going for him. Three teams offered the contract. Let's say Wild, Blackhawks, and Lightning, for example. Those three teams offered the let's make up a random name. I don't know, say Joe Random, that's the MLB wrote a show base name. But anyways, just Joe Random. They both offered him contracts, right? He can accept one of those people's contracts. So if he accepts the Blackhawks contract, he's going to the Blackhawks. But if he accepts the Wild one, you go to the Wild for however much they offered him. If you have any more questions about anything else, you can ask me. Anything about free agency, draft, season, NHL in general, USHL too, because it's the USHL podcast too. If you have a question about that, you can ask me through chat. I will respond. But that's my quick summary of what free agency is. So yeah. Mikael Grunlund. I believe he's still there. I think he has one more year left on his contract. I'm pretty sure he's still with the Predators. He's been great for when he's been there. So I will say I will give him credit for that. He's been very good. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't really know because that much. But I know he's really good. I don't really know much about him. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna try to lie about it. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Okay. So continuing on. I was trying to find more. That Parisi. Okay, Eric Holla. Did he go to the Devils? No, he went to the Bruins at this point. Okay. I don't really know how he did in Boston because I wasn't really paying attention. Because this past years when I started really paying attention, like in the 22-23 year, yes, I was paying attention. But this past year, I was really starting to pay attention and really getting into hockey. So these deals might not be my thing. So yeah. Actually, that does remind me. I'm probably going to get rid of the next 2 years of free agent signing. I'm probably just gonna completely scrap them and not do them at all. There's all these. Hold up, guys. I'm just deleting stuff in my notes real quick. Cuts. Okay. So what? Okay, hold up. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, tomorrow's gonna be Wednesday. So Okay, I'm gonna update this after stream. So let's continue. It's gonna be my last day of going over former free agent signings for now. I'm not gonna do the past 2 years. I gotta do them because as I was thinking about it, as I'm thinking about it right now, clearly, kind of out loud. But it, I don't really know that much about free agent signings past this year because this is 21, 22 years when I've started watching hockey. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not gonna know anything about the years before that. I barely know anything about the years that I'm talking about right now. Most of it is a yap session about other stuff. So yeah, let's keep it pushing. Honestly, Jaden Schwartz, the Kraken. Okay, yes. Jaden Schwartz has been for the Kraken. He still is there. He's been very consistently good for the Kraken throughout these 3 years so far. He still has 2 years left on his contract. Great for the Kraken. He's been great since he joined the league, quite literally, for the entire franchise history. But it's only been 3 years. But yeah, that's good. Okay, this one leads almost out of the Bruins. He's been there for 3 years. He got traded this offseason to the Senators. I did talk about that in a podcast episode before I switched over to YouTube. What do I think about that trade? What do I think about that? I already talked about that. But we're going to talk about what he did in the Bruins. Fantastic. 22 year. He was one of the best goalies in the league. He was fantastic. 23 years. He was quite literally the best goalie in the league. He had some of the best stats of all time. He won the Vezina by a clear mile. He was the starter pretty unanimously. A slight edge over Swayman heading into the postseason. And then this past year, him and Swayman really switched. Like literally, I'm pretty sure they both played 41 games. This past year, they literally switched like every other game. But yeah, but he was consistently a top 10 goalie in the league, including in the 22-23 season. He was the best unanimously for how good his stats were. You can Google Linus Ullmark stats, 22-23 years, something like that. And you can see his stats were crazy. Yes, his team was insane in front of him, but his team would not be that good without him being that good. Him and Swayman. Swayman was not no slouch either that year, but Linus Ullmark was definitely slightly better that year. But last year, Swayman was slightly better. So, yeah. Auntie Ranta, Hurricane 2-year deal at this point. So, yes, his contract expired last year. He's not with them anymore. But when he was there, he was a good backup for them because this is before Kochetkov really emerged as his backup goalie that can play starter if Anderson ever got hurt. But Ranta was a consistently good backup for the Hurricanes through his 2 years with them. So, that's good. Good for him, you know. So yeah, Brian Suter had a 4-year contract with the Stars. He's been there for 3 years. I think he's retiring this year. Actually, he's like 40, which is not old in real life, but in hockey terms, that means like you're old in hockey terms. So yeah, I think he's actually like retired. You're going to retire very soon. But he was with the Stars. He played in the bottom pairing. He was very good defensively. He did not score much at all, but he was really good defensively. But definitely had his flaws. He definitely wasn't the fastest or best skater because of his age, but kind of did his part for what he was there to do. Well, I wish I could just keep it like that. Black looks a lot better than that, but it's fine. We're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep it going. Okay. Which other one of these deals do we care about? None of the ones that I'm looking at right now. They sound like no. That's it. Oh no! We're going down. Okay, these are the ones. Okay, these are the ones for sure. Okay, Elias Pettersson. I don't know. Yeah, he must have re-signed. 3-year deal with the Canucks. Oh, his deal's up this year in real life. I think he re-signed, but I don't know actually. I don't think he resigned yet, but I think he will anyways. But he was fantastic for them in the past 3 years. 21, 22 year. I don't quite remember how he did. I wasn't really following that much. I know in the 22, 23 year, he was like the one bright spot outside of Quinn Hughes and Demko. Actually, Demko was hurt in the 22, 23 year. But outside of him, they didn't really have that much bright spots out of like Quinn Hughes maybe, and Miller's doing pretty good. But he scored 100 points, was the main big player. And then this last year, he had a little bit dip in points, but he was still very, very good. One of the top 3, maybe 4 players on that team. So, yeah, I say pretty good. Oh, what is this? Hold up, guys. Lucid mode. What is that? I don't know what heck lucid mode is. Okay, let's keep it going. I'm not trying to mess with things right now. I'm not trying to like break my stream or anything. So let's keep it pushing. Rasmus Dahlin, he signed a 3-year deal to Sabres. His contract also up. That's interesting. Okay. So he was one of the best he was one of the best defensemen in the league last year. He was drafted in the first overall in the 2018 draft. He's super young still, super good this past year. 22, 23, he took a big step up. This past year, he took even bigger step up. And then in the 21, 22 year, again, I don't really know what he did, but yeah. Uzi Saros, the Predators, 4-year deal. He did resign this year. Oh, those last 2 people, contract ended 2 years last year, and they both resigned. Saros' deal actually ended this year, and I know he resigned. He signed like an 8-year, 63, 62 million, 64 million around that area dollar deal. There's a lot of money and a lot of years, but he's been consistently top 10 goalie in the league. I think these past 3 years, at least top 15. But I'm thinking top 10 goalie in the league consistently these past 3 years. And he deserves to get that kind of money, top 10 goalie money, because he had been a top 3, not top 3, definitely not top 3, top 10 goalie in the league. Sorokin's was one of the best goalies, probably top 5 goalie in the league in the 22-23 year and the 21-22 year. This past year, it kind of got figured out. Like, people realized that if they shoot it from distance, it beats them a lot more than what you do it if you shoot it in front of the net. You can do more research on that. You can watch a video. I'm pretty sure some hockey physicology or something. He did a breakdown on it. I don't really got the time to do it right now. I don't really got the energy to do it. But they shoot it from distance, and it goes in more than if they shoot it in the slot. Because for some reason, he's really good at stopping pucks in the slot. So yeah. And then he had a really, really bad year this year. So Semyon Varlamov took the starting role and ripped it out of his hands and was a starter in the postseason. We don't talk about what happened to them in the postseason, though. The main man had to get eliminated in 5 games. But that's not the point, okay? This is not talking about how mid the Islanders are and the fact that they're going to miss the postseason because of how mid they are. But we're talking about Sorokin. That's a whole different situation for a whole other day, okay? If Rangers Shesterkin, okay. This guy is a top 5 goalie in the league. In my opinion, I don't know. Is he a top 3 goalie? I don't know. That's a talk for another day. I don't know. I have to do more research on it if I care that much. But too bad I don't. But at least the top 5 goalie in the league. He has been for the last 3 years, including winning the Vezina in the year that he got signed. 21, 22 years when he got signed this year that I'm talking about. Got signed, he ended up winning the Vezina that same year. 22, 23 year, he had a very, very good year. Again, in this past year, obviously, he had a very good year when going to the conference finals in back-to-back years. He's been consistently a top 5, at least a top 5, possibly top 3 goalie in the league throughout the past 3 years. Dylan Dubé to the Flames, he got re-signed. Yeah, because he's played for this past year. So he's been very, very good for the Flames. He's consistently been the best, not the best, one of their best players throughout these years he got signed. Patrick Laine of the Blue Jackets, he ended up re-signing, but at this point he only signed a 1-year deal, but he did re-sign long term. But he's one of the best goal scorers in the league. He has one of the best shots in the league. Very good shot, good goal scorer, one of the best pure goal scorers in the league. He requested a trade, and him and the Columbus Blue Jackets are working together to get a trade to get him out of CBJ. So he's probably going to go to whatever team pretty soon. And if he does, I'm going to talk about it here on stream. But yes, who's the best goalie in the NHL now, in your opinion? Honestly, wait, what did I just do? I just sent the heart. I don't know what I just did. Wait a second. Okay, no, okay. So, my best goal. We're talking regular season. Your playoffs. Your all and combined. Cause please say season if you meant regular season. Say playoffs if you meant playoffs. Just playoffs. You just say all if you meant both. You say both if you meant both too. That's fine. All. Okay. I'm either Shesterkin, who I just talked about, your Bobrovsky. I would say Hellebuck if you said regular season, but in the past few years, he's done nothing in the postseason. He's been the problem. You can look at his postseason stats; they're not good. So I can't really say Hellebuck. Shesterkin has made it to the conference finals of back-to-back years. He's been consistently top 3 goalie in the league, in my opinion. And then Bobrovsky's been a top 3 goalie in the league consistently, including winning the Stanley Cup last year and making it to the Stanley Cup the year before. So I'm gonna have to say Sergei Bobrovsky of the Florida Panthers. Slight edge of Igor Shesterkin, but that's my opinion. Hellebuck's up there. Thatcher Demko, the Canucks is up there for sure. Soros is really good as well. Jeremy Swayman of the Bruins is really good as well. I mean, Vasilevsky of the Lightning's up there as well. Those guys are like the best. I'm gonna say Sergei Bobrovsky because not only of his regular season, not only his regular season and postseason stats, but of his postseason success and the regular season success for that matter. He's had success both statistically and in the wins column for his team, including winning the Stanley Cup and making it a Stanley Cup the year before. So I'll have to say Sergei Bobrovsky. Great question. Thank you for engaging with me. Jesperi Kakariemi. With the Canadians, I don't even know about what he did with the Canadians. You're welcome, by the way. But I did know that he did go to the Hurricanes. So he did really good in the Hurricanes. He played actually on the third line, but he did really good for playing on the third line. Actually, guys, I think I'm gonna end stream right here. I think we did a 27-minute long episode. We're gonna have longer episodes when we get to the tier list and stuff, but yeah. I'm gonna end stream here. See you guys tomorrow for episode 8 of season 2. Peace.